50 years back, on this 3rd April, the first mobile phone was invented. And that guy, he never got a call. Sir, loan chahiye kya? Sir, credit card chahiye kya? Unko sab nahi mila. Even we never used to get that. It's all that started happening very lately. You might think, what has it got to do with me? But haven't you seen an increase in the number of calls you're getting every day? Aren't you seeing that, things are getting more and more targeted? And this is what we need to understand, that what we can do and how also from our end this can happen. So let's talk a little about this data dilemma. You think you're hacked or you think you're not hacked? How many of you think you're not hacked? No guarantee? Okay, then why not we find out? So I won't be able to demonstrate over here, but what I want you to do is just, if you have that kind of time, go onto a particular website, have I been pawned? So just Google over there, have I been pawned? P-W-N-E-D, the A is not over there. And if you Google over there and just put in your mobile number or put in your email ID, and you'll get to know if you've been pawned or not. Rachit, would you want to volunteer? You've been pawned? Can you just check? Okay, just enter your email ID. So it says, oh no, you've been pawned. And at how many places?
5. I've been pawned 5 times.
You've been pawned 5 times. Anybody else who's checked? You've checked? Did you find you've been pawned? Many have been, right? Okay, now let's look at an effect of it. Where all have you been pawned? Domino's, Zomato, Zoomcar, and so many places.
Correct.
So what really went wrong? What really went wrong over here was that we took all the precautions. They tell us to make your password long and strong, give it Complan, give it Bonvita. We did everything like that, okay? And yet we got breached. So it's not us, it's the organization that got breached. And as a result, we are facing the brunt of it. Now you'll say, what's the brunt? Look at Domino's. The Domino's data has been breached. And do you know, right from 2015 till date, all that you ordered from Domino's, where you got it delivered, how did you pay, how much did you pay, what all pizzas were ordered, it's all available online. You hear something about the dark web all the time. So that's a particular place where we go frequently and we find out. And all I need to do is just enter anyone's anyone's email ID and anyone's password, and I am going to get their address, mobile number, how many pizzas they called for, everything. And that too right from 2015. Now, if you think this is not scary, let me tell you how it has been scary. So I'll be talking a little bit about cyber crimes, and sometimes in India, we really don't talk much about privacy. We are very okay talking to anyone and everyone. You go in the train or you go in the plane, we become very friendly and we talk. But that's not the case outside. And honestly, this should not be the case with us also if we are going to be in the cyberspace. So in this cyberspace, what's happening, because of this particular case, there was a young girl, 16-year-old, and this is a case of revenge pornography. There is somebody, put out the number of this girl, and he just said that she's available. He just put up the number. Slowly, followers from 1, it became to 10,000. And it became, the trauma was such, while we were investigating the case, while we were doing everything like that, by that time, at least 4 to 5 people on different times and, different days, they reached the home of this girl. And when the servant opened, they said, यहाँ पे कुछ वो वैसा होता है ना, वो लड़की से मिलना है. So can you imagine this kind of trauma when, how was this possible? When we traced back, we were able to see that this one number, when we searched it on the Surface Web, which is the website where everyone can search, it was not available. But he got the address from this Domino's data breach. So we saw we are hacked. Yes, you all can go and check, something like websites like Have I Been Pawned or Intellex or something like this. There is another website called as Scattered Secrets. You could go over there, Scattered Secrets. There's a website which is called as intellex.io. You'll be able to see your password also over there. If I just enter your email ID, any one of you who will give me your email ID, I will get the password also, the passwords that have been breached. So this is the seriousness. Just imagine now, because your passwords are available, I'm just trying that, imagine if you're using the same password on some other website and I will try to log in. And that's why, friends, you're able to see that every time, at least once in a week or once in a month, you say, somebody's trying to log in, somebody's trying to log in. Why? How? It's because your username and passwords are available. So these people, they didn't do their job of protecting the data. Don't you think, the reputation of such people comes down? Like, for example, just today when I came, the media started calling me. They were saying, sir, did you know the GMDC's data is breached? I said, what's GMDT? They said, Gujarat Mining Data Development Corporation. I said, how does it matter? They said, no, sir, you have no idea that over here, the data that has been breached, it also shows where all mining is happening. So over there, that data has been breached. What were the tenders? Everything is come up, the invoices and all. Can you just imagine the repercussions that it has? So the major repercussion is you losing your credibility. It has happened several times in the past, and let's look at certain things now. Okay. So from where are these data leaking? And now we need to look at from our company perspective, because we cannot have any control, until the government comes in, and the government is very soon going to step in with the personal data protection bill. And let's understand from our end, how is this going to impact, how it can be leaked. Apharan is what? Kidnapping, and that's exactly what's happening. Ransomware. What is a ransomware? Have you heard about when your computer or somebody else's computer, a red screen comes up and it says your data has been encrypted, pay this much in Bitcoin. Now what happens? We say, hey, look, hacker, I got my backup. I really don't need your backup. I don't need the data back. So, he feels disgusted about it because he did so much, and he was successful in encrypting your files, which means they have locked your files and you can't open them. And now that hacker gets irritated. So he comes up with a double extortion method. He says, okay, you got a backup, great, but I also have your data. So just imagine, I already have the company's data. I have the entire data. Let's say in the case of Domino's. Now he says, look, I will leak it up if you don't pay. So somebody like Domino's, they were too smart. They said, okay, we don't want to pay. We are going to tell the media that, no, it's not an important data. They didn't pay, and the people, and the hackers over here, what did they do? They just released it on the dark web. So like this, when I asked you, if you think you're not hacked, then I think, there is some misconception. We all are hacked. And I'm also going to show you much more about it. So that was a double extortion. Now the triple extortion is, what will the hacker do? Hacker will start calling the customers and say, look, this guy of yours, this vendor of yours, the data has been breached. Now all your clients will start calling you and say, hey, listen, and especially if you're working with some clients from Europe or in America, they are very strict about privacy. They are not going to appreciate it. The second thing is, we're pretty careless with our dabbas, our laptops. A whole lot of data, especially when you're a startup and all, everything is with the founder. A lot of data is over there. Those data files are not protected. They are not encrypted. And just imagine somebody just taking it away. So make sure that the most important files are always password protected. I'm not going to talk too much technical. I know we are also small, medium business entrepreneurs over here. So I know it, and cybersecurity is also something that's very expensive. So I'm not over here to tell you about the tools and everything, but there are these small things that we can do. The third thing is a Kira. That's a malware. Whenever we talk about a virus, we think about the Kira. So that's the malware that comes. It comes and it is logging all your data. And I will show it to you, especially the ones who are using Chinese phones, that Kira is there. All you Android users, just let it, wait for the next slide and I'll show you what all information I can get from your phone. Apna banda. Off lately, whatever cases I'm getting, what is happening is there are a lot of internal people who are selling the data. In fact, on the dark web, there are people who are saying that we need inside for hiring. And they will be paid that kind of money. So they say, you get us the company data and we will pay you this much percentage. So these inside people whom we trusted quite a lot, they are seeing this opportunity. Earlier, we were always concerned that he will go to the competitor and he will sell it over there. But right now, because of the anonymity on the dark web, they just go over there, they sell that data, they get a good value about it. And the last is the extra smart dabba. That is this, the Android phone. I'll show the next slide. So for all you think that your WhatsApp communications are safe, sorry. Whether it's your WhatsApp communications, whether it's your WhatsApp images, your voice notes, your videos, your audio, the calls, as long as you're using these Android phones, it's very much possible that I can get you all this. These softwares are available just for 7,000 rupees. Even the latest mobiles are not able to do it. And these are the latest Kiras. These are the malwares. You look at it. Now, this particular application, what I can do is I can send a command sitting anywhere in the world and say, take a photograph from the front camera. And I'll actually, from your phone, I will take a picture. Your phone will take a picture and it will send it to me. I'll say, okay, take a screenshot and send it to me. I will get that. All these things have become like a kid's play. It's very easy. Today, if I have to gift a phone to my wife will say, sweetheart, I loved it, thanks, but can we change the color? But she doesn't trust me, maybe. She'll say, what if there's a spyware in it? So these spywares are there. There are a lot many. Some of them are there where somebody is intentionally putting, like we get a lot of calls that please, we want to know if my fiance or fiancée is having some issues or whatever, and just install this spyware and all. Of course, we say no, but it's a big, big market, and that's really happening. Bosses want to gift employees the phone with these malwares embedded inside. So whether it is your bottom calls, your social media, what you're doing on Tinder, everything can come up over here. I can even start the microphone also. I can even hear where you're sitting and what you're talking. So when we go and talk to our chief information security officers, or when we are talking to the government, they say, keep the phone out and come in and then let's talk. What do we need to do? What we need to do now? But as far as the previous slide was concerned, tomorrow in the morning, the first thing when you do, okay, sit there with your phone. I mean, you know what you do in the first thing in the morning. So instead of going on Instagram, go and look at your permissions. See how many permissions, what all apps are taking the permissions of the microphone. Now, why does Uber want your microphone permission? Why does Zomato want your permission? When you've ordered and now you're eating, does it want to hear you do how you eat? Chow, chow, chow? No. Revoke those permissions. How many of those permissions are being taken for storage? That is the gallery. So whatever you're saving in your gallery, whether it is the Aadhaar or the PAN, it is with them. Everything is with them. So go and have a look and start revoking permissions. That's the least you can do. As far as your corporate data is concerned, right now, get into the habit, because very soon the personal data protection bill is going to come. Here is what you need to take care. You have your employees' data, especially when you have their medical data. You have their PAN, you have your Aadhaar. You'll say, what you can do with the PAN and Aadhaar? Give me one PAN and one Aadhaar. I guarantee you, within 2 hours, I'll open a mule account, a bank account somewhere far off. I don't need your photo, I don't need anything. Just give me your PAN and Aadhaar and I can open it. This is what is happening. So you need to protect this kind of data. You need to protect your customers' data. You can just take a picture because my time has run out. okay? And especially your company data. Just imagine what is happening with GMTC right now. There's a reputation loss, there's also loss of trade secrets, there's a loss of so many things. So we got to be careful about that. If you don't take care of it, the fine is 500 into, you look at the number of zeros. So that's 500 crores. That's the maximum penalty, but the minimum penalty is going to be around about 2% to 4% of your turnover. So I think, this is going to come somewhere in the winter session, it will be passed, but it's better that we start doing it right away. So what do we do? It's very simple. Again, I'm not going to talk technical about it. Identify what data is personal. Identify what data is critical. And then just classify that. Take backup, backup, backup. Why I'm saying 3 times? Because 3 copies of data, okay? On 2 different medias, and one of that data should be off-site. That data cannot be in your company. Imagine if there's a fire. All the backups also you took is of no use. So that one copy, maybe it's on the cloud or maybe it is somewhere else. Second thing is the policies. I'm telling you, designing policies is very important right now. Because imagine if somebody, like an insider, he robs all your data, he takes it away and gives it to the competitor. Do you have that policy wherein you can go and file a complaint? The police will say that, do you have a policy like this? So most of the time you're going to say, no, I don't have a policy. So create a policy that the data that you have is for us. Lastly, make sure you have reasonable security practices, which I will tell you offline. And 3 tools I want you to download. And those 3 tools are very simple. One is pause. Whenever, this is for all sorts of cybercrime, got nothing to do with data. You're getting an email, somebody asking for your username, password, pause. Go with the concept of zero trust. That's the second thing. Just go with the concept of zero trust, that I don't trust this. So pause. Then what do? You go with the zero trust, and lastly, verify. Once you've verified, and then you're good to go and share your invoices or you share your passwords or whatever. So this you need to do for anything that's sensitive, that's crucial. Somebody asking you for your password, somebody is asking, a mail comes for you that it's from Instagram, that your account is hacked. Wait, hold on, pause, don't react. Go with the concept of zero trust. It could be fake. Verify it, and then proceed. Implement this in your personal life and professional life. Trust me, the chances of a cybercrime happening with you will reduce by 70% for sure. Thank you so much.